Well, let's go to Ebonyi State as we continue to discuss the governorship race in that part of the country where the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Francis Nwifuru, alongside other candidates from the major parties, are seeking to take the baton from Governor Dave Umahi in the March 18 election. Nwifuru, Speaker of the Ebonyi House of Assembly and the candidate of the All Progressives Congress, faces a daunting task of making sure power remains with the ruling party in the state. Now joining us to speak on his ambition and how he hopes to transform the state if elected is Francis Nwifuru, the APC governorship candidate in Ebonyi State. Thanks so much for joining us on Newsday.
Thank you very much.
Well, let's start with what the people of Ebonyi State can expect from you if indeed you win the election on Saturday.
Thank you very much. My name is Nwifuru Francis, the Speaker of Ebonyi State House of Assembly, and by the special grace of God, APC candidate of Ebonyi State. In my state, from ward to the state level, and every elected officer in this state is APC. And even me as a member of the National State Assembly, I'm APC member. My people are very much happy because of what I've done as a speaker, and I'm very much confident that they have heard me very loudly based on my manifesto. And I want you to give me more time to explain. When it comes to the area of education, because that is what we face here in the southeastern Nigeria, that the level of poverty here in Ebonyi is high, and we need to do more in terms of alleviating our people the basic education they need in all levels. When it comes to primary, secondary, and tertiary level of education, to give important, and in building that, we should provide the basic amenities for them. The shelter has been provided, a lot of infrastructure put in place, human capital development, and in terms of education, things need to be done in the area of research. So when you go to school, you graduate, you can practice what you study. Either by if I did school very well, I wouldn't have been practicing what I studied. Practically, if I build a good house for you, I know you have a confidence that everything about you have such confidence. So those I had worked with can attest to this. So it's on that premise that I know that education is the key to every success that one should expect. And in life, we have growth stage, you have progress stage, and you have success stage. In our stage, we are still in growth stage, and we must move from this growth stage to progress stage. And in getting to that progress stage, a lot of innovations need to put in place, and we need to harness a lot of skills from our people. So that will not, the method of our education is changed. And the present administration has consistently maintained the standards, which I think is good. But what I would do is to change from the original procedure to a different way of studying, so that at the end of the day, we'll be proud of our state and we'll be proud of our schools. And I said that Ebonyi State University, for example, all the graduates of Ebonyi State University and all the departments and faculties in the Ebonyi State University, the area of assessment, the way of assessment will change. I don't like assessing students based on how they are fluent, or how they write English language. I believe in practical education. And what I know about practical education is if you study industrial chemistry, for example, and you don't know how to produce detergent, and you didn't establish your own industry, you're not qualified to call yourself a graduate of industrial chemistry. and likewise in other disciplines. So I am confident that if opportunity is given to me, a lot of things will change in our education sector. And when it comes to health, we have small issue in health. We had a specialist hospital here in Abakaliki. And based on the state and the federal government agreed, and they changed. There is a very well-known memorandum of understanding signed by the two tiers of government, the federal and the state. And that memorandum of understanding ceded our specialist hospital to federal government to own and manage and run completely. That they are doing, but we are not getting what we're supposed to get. And we feel that it's a very big challenge to us. And as a state, I hope that if opportunity is given to me to serve as the leader, that I will build a brand new teaching hospital. We have one now, which is the best in the whole country, but it's at Ubru. And from Abakaliki to Ubru is about 45 minutes drive. And most of the times, people are not patient to go to Abakaliki for medical care. And for us to deliver effective medical services, you must have at least one teaching or one hospital, functional hospital here in the capital city. And in the area of agriculture, I believe in practical agriculture because I'm a farmer and my father is also a farmer. And I don't believe in borrowing money and doing nothing. At the end of the day, when we get money from federal government or state government and promise that it's going to build or to cultivate what can feed us. And I know that in 1983, when the Operation Feed the Nation came in, people started farming very well in this side. And most of the times, if not government, when we were kids, our people, even our parents and our grandparents, get all the resources, even all the funds from farming. And then the commercial farming was the order of the day. But unfortunately today, once you're a graduate, many people don't want to go to farm again because they feel there's no gain in going to farm. So I said I will make it very enticing because a lot of incentive will be put to that, and everybody will be happy to go to farm. Then I also, let me go back again to the management of the staff of the schools, from primary down to the tertiary. If you check the level of poverty today in the teachers, on the side of the teachers of primary school, you find out that what we are paying them definitely cannot take care of them. And there is nothing government can do, because if you want to pay more to the teachers, it will now hide the amount or what you get from the FAC, and the internal generated revenue is not also growing. Because if you want to grow internal generated revenue by taxing people, then a lot of people will start being very angry with the government.
Okay.
This side of this country, we are facing those challenges of that tax. And many people don't want to pay tax, you know.
Well, Francis, allow me to interrupt just briefly for the sake of time. You covered quite a range of issues that you would be touching on if you do win the governorship ticket for the state. But what is your plan for insecurity? We know Ebonyi State has quite a bit of issues concerning insecurity with bandits. What would be your plan in order to ease the lives and citizens of Ebonyi State?
Well, thank you very much. You know very well before today, we didn't have this insecurity that we are seeing. It's politicians that motivated this insecurity, because they started shouting and they started causing a lot of havoc by disobeying the order of the day. We enacted a law creating a Bubaga security outfit, and a lot of people, in fact, the opposition went to court to challenge the legality of the law. And you know, he who goes to equity definitely must go with clean hands. if you are free from all this insecurity, I don't see any reason why you should challenge the law that gives you peace. And what every leader wants is peace. And whatever thing you can do to bring peace to your people, you should do it, no matter what it takes for you to do that. So I am very much happy that you asked me this question. What I will do is to approach the House of Assembly again, which the present administration had done, but I will still go back to the State Assembly again to reenact the law and create a security outfit, definitely that will take proper care of us with a lot of innovations and will breed a lot of skill that can handle this insecurity. Because, you know, one can come out and tell you he will do this and he will do that because he don't know what to do. That is why you can promise heaven and earth. But if you know exactly what you want to do, you will follow it strictly. And if you have been in government and you gather experience, like I am, definitely you will be speaking facts. You won't be speaking to make anybody happy. You will be speaking to the truth and you face the truth. And it's only truth that can set you free because you tell people exactly what you do when you come to office. So insecurity will be a thing of past. As far as I'm concerned, it will be a thing of the past because nobody will like insecurity in his state. And I have the capacity, having gathered such experience, to do what is necessary. And number one thing is to get a good law. And two is to work with other law enforcement agencies to curb all this insecurity. And I'm sure once the election is over, many of these people that is causing this havoc and causing all this insecurity will go back and face their business. I know that is what will happen. Thank you very much.
Now, talking about setting up another security outfit, I'm sure you would recall that there were complaints that Ebonyi was being used as a tool of oppression by the state government. So how are you planning to deal with such in case it comes up again when you set up another security outfit? What mechanism will be in place to checkmate that it is not abused by the government or by anybody else?
And let me tell you this clearly. The traditional ruler was killed by this unknown government. A ward councillor was killed by this unknown government. And who is parading this unknown government? The opposition. The People's Democratic Party governorship candidate. Yesterday, 7 was arrested that killed 2 of APC stakeholders. About 2 stakeholders were killed and set a lot of vehicles and houses ablaze. And when they were arrested, they said they are non-government, they are working for ESN. And when they were arrested, they said there is the candidate of PDP that sent them. They have confessed, and they are there in the cell. They haven't charged them to court because they are still doing investigation, and these candidates are on the run. And what they succeeded in doing is sending this ESN, sending this unknown government, what they call unknown government. But these are the people we know. But what the opposition succeeded in doing is sending them to attack people, to kill people, and they will now come to the radio or come to the television to start shouting, wolf, 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 wolf. There's no way they do that, and people don't know the truth. And that is why you see them in your radio or in your television 24 hours. They wouldn't have been saying that, they wouldn't have been doing it if their hands are clean, because a clear conscience fears no accusation. And that is why they run to, sometimes you see them running to Abuja, running to Lagos, to be in the Arise television or in Channel television to level accusations or to level allegation against the sitting government. Whereas they are the one that is perpetrating this insecurity. And they are funding it. And it's not as if we don't know. But if you try to handle it now, people will say you want to withhold them because they are opposition. And the first thing this government is doing, and I like it, is to give everybody the enabling environment.
Very well said. And speaking of that enabling environment, let's talk about the electoral process. We know that we concluded the presidential elections. The governorship elections are coming up this Saturday. What do you, in your own opinion, think that parties or individuals that are running for positions in certain parties, what should they advise the electorate or the public against violence and intimidation, voter suppression, etc. What can they do to avoid these tense situations where the security and police might not be able to douse these tensions? What can people like you advise the electorate on doing on election day if those types of violent situations occur at the polling booths?
Well, let me advise the gubernatorial candidate first, not even the electorate. They are not the one that is perpetrating this. Let me advise the gubernatorial candidate, that of PDP, that of APC. Let me advise two of them that, look, this is not a do or die affair. We're all campaigning, we're all asking our people to vote for us because we want to serve them. We shouldn't be self-centered. We shouldn't take ourselves as being superior. Or we shouldn't take this thing as our right. It is not our right. As far as you have school cert, you are qualified to be the governor. And if God wants you to serve, there's no way anybody can stop you. By the grace of God, you can serve. Who knows who will win this election? Whom do you want to lead? Do you want to lead the dead? The answer is no. And to our electorate, what do we want? We want to serve you. We don't want you to kill yourself for us. Because if you kill yourself for me now, all my children are in school. They are not there. They are not campaigning. You have never seen any of them on ground. You have never seen any of them in the rally. And they have never attended any rally. But these are the people that will benefit when I win. And I detest it. I don't like it. If you don't work, if you have never joined to work for others, that is when you may not know the value of people's life. And I want the electorate to understand that. Many of us are not campaigning to serve them. Many are campaigning to get money for their pockets, not to serve them. And that is why they are perpetrating violence. That is why you see them running helter-skelter every day, moving from one place to another to talk down on the sitting government of Ebonyi. But you want that office. You want the office, and they are castigating the office 24 hours. So I plead with the electorate to go about their business and come out. Many of them, I want almost all of them, those that have their voter's card, to come out on that fateful 18th day of March and cast their vote to the candidate of their choice. But I know that many people want me. The good number of Ebonyans want me. And that is a threat to my opposition, to my opponent. I am not angry with them. They didn't make me popular. It's God that brought me, and the same God will see me through. Thank you very much.
Oh, very well said. Well, I'd like you to react to allegations that the APC in Ebonyi State is planning to rig this weekend's election. We had Austin Udeze of the PDP on our program earlier today, and he said that the APC already has its own beavers machine that it is planning to exchange with that of INEC, and that already ballot papers are being printed. So can you react to that, please?
He who asserts must definitely prove it. The assertion the Austin Udeze made is laughable. And I want to tell you this. The same Austin Udeze in the election of 25th February lost his polling unit. And in the night, he came to the collection center and set the results of that polling unit ablaze and killed somebody inside the vehicle with his thugs and ran away. And tomorrow, he will come like what he did today. He came to you and told you that the APC is trying to rig the election. How? Is it not people that cast votes? If people come to vote on that fateful 18th day of March and they didn't see the ballot paper and they didn't see the results, won't they shout? If we have the people that will come and stand in for them or vote for them, let him mobilize them to come out that day. Let it be that the result sheet is not there, the ballot papers are not there. If you know you are losing an election, You don't go to the radio and start saying that they are trying to
I'd like
election.
us to be careful and not, be casting aspersions or making wild allegations. What I'd like you to address is the allegation that the APC is planning to rig it. You are free to refute it if it's not true, but let's be careful with the name calling.
Yeah, do you know why I called his name? Because I watched him when he interviewed him. I watched him very well, and that is why I called his name. And because he's from my local government, and I know he's aware that nobody is ready to vote for his party, and that is why he come to your station this morning, to cast that assumption. And he's not the only person that has authority to say anything. Everybody can say what is true. And what I'm saying now is the truth. If you doubt it, go and verify it. Well, the police is investigating it and is running.
Well, truth is subjective, and we do have to be careful since this is a public forum and nothing has been substantiated. And just as we're taking your word for it, someone else can come in and say something else. We try to keep the playing field even and verbal violence free. All right, so let's move on to the elections this weekend. Does it worry you that they say that the voting patterns have changed, especially since the presidential elections? 75% of the votes cast within Ebonyi State for the presidential election actually went to the Labour Party, which is a bit of an upset. Some people are predicting that this upset will carry into the gubernatorial elections as well. How confident are you that the APC has done everything within their purview and within whatever is legal in order to make sure that they have the confidence of the citizens within the state to go out and vote for you on Saturday?
Well, thank you very much. I am confident that my people will vote for me. What happened last Saturday is my people say that it's a bid to correct a lot of issues that is already raised here in the Southeast. And it's a very great movement that if you want to block would have consumed anybody. And we're very much careful not to cause crisis between us and our people. And you can see that Ebonyi is pure APC. The 3 senatorial zone senators are all APC senators. The House of Rep, 4 have been declared, 3 is APC, and 1 is another party, the People's Democratic Party. So that shows you that Ebonyi is APC state, purely APC state. The presidential election is a presidential election. Gubernatorial election is gubernatorial election. People knows who they want to be. They want to be their governor, and I'm sure I am that person that they want to be their governor. And the results of next Saturday will tell you better, and I'm sure you'll be convinced when you see the level of margin between me, the APC, and the PDP, or the APGA, or any other party that participates in that election of next Saturday.
So can you quickly clear up speculations that you are not physically fit for the office you are seeking to occupy? There are reports of ill health concerning your person. Please clarify that for us.
You see, that is what I told you earlier. I said that my popularity is a serious threat to my opponent. And that is why their publicity secretary levelly I am sick, and in fact that I am in India. But I'm in my office, campaign office now, talking to you. And you see me physical. I don't need to, there's nothing to clear again. Once you are talking to me and they are seeing me, and Nigerians are seeing me, and they know that, yes, these people lied. I never felt sick for this year, for even last year. And I've never been in hospital since 2022 to date. Even when I had accident on 10th day of February 2023, I didn't go to hospital because I came out on hot. I was in the same vehicle with His Excellency, the former Minister of Culture and Tourism, Ambassador Franklin Nchito Obwewu, and the party chairman, Chief Stanley Okoremeya were in the same vehicle together. That accident, God save us. It is not because of our righteousness. It is because of his benevolence that he decided to save us. So I am not sick. I am here ahead and competent and have the capacity to be the governor. So by 19th, I'm sure, by 19th, by the special grace of God, the INEC will declare the winner of the election, and people will stop leveling this unfounded allegation or unfounded story. You will stop seeing it on the pages of newspaper. And I'm very much sure that that will stop and will face the governance.
Mr. Francis Nwifuru, thank you so much for joining us, APC governorship candidate in Ebonyi State. We wish you all the best as we go into the governorship election.